What we measure, we can improve. That's how, as a coach or an English teacher, I find the best ways to help my learners succeed. Things can get tough, and improving isn't easy. The key is to assess the progress they are making, to know what they can do, so I can give feedback that will help build their confidence and keep them motivated. With Cambridge, assessment is integrated with learning, helping me measure and guide my learners' progress, so they learn what they need to succeed. To get the most from every moment, to help their worlds grow. Because Cambridge is where your world grows.
Good afternoon, teachers. How are you? Good afternoon. Thank you very much for being here. On behalf of Cambridge University Press and Assessment, thank you for using our materials and for being here in this session about shining lights. Today we have this session on shining lights. My name is Juan Manuel Perez. I am a professional learning and development consultant. I am based in Mexico, and today we have this nice session about how to best use and boost all the key features for shining lights. Meanwhile, I would like to suggest going to this Grow series of podcasts. It's a playlist where you're going to listen to many of our teachers from around the world, interviews, and important people from our assessment sections and the book series and authors speaking about the books and the methodologies and many other trends that you will probably like a lot. So please scan the code, scan the QR code, go to this Grow podcast, and I'm pretty sure, I promise you'll have a very, very good time. You can learn many things. A little bit of housekeeping. The session is being recorded. After the session, you'll get a mail with the recorded session via a link. So make sure your internet works perfectly. And at the end of the session, we will have the QR code so you can scan it, fill in the form, and then get your certificate of attendance. That certificate will take no more than 5 working days to get to your inbox. All right. So let's start today with Shining Lights, which is one of our newest series. I think this is one of the best series we've ever had. It has everything, all the key features and all the methodological background and all the components and the technology and everything we expected from many all different books in just one, which is Shining Lights. And I'm pretty sure you'll have a very good school year teaching with this book. What is it? What does Shining Light bring to the classroom? The components, a unit walkthrough, and some ideas on how to teach with it is what we'll have today in this session. So let's check a little bit of Shining Lights. Shining Lights provide secondary learners, and maybe you can use it in high school. If you do, just tell us how it is working with the tools and foundations to stand out in academic studies, exam performance, and live. You'll see all the components and key features explained today. It's a series that goes all the way up to C1 level. It's 10 units plus 3 digital units, beginning, middle, and end of the book. We say that is 80 to 90 hours, extendable to 180 if you use all the components and if you dedicate time to speaking to Oracy and to the life competencies and to the projects and everything. If you dedicate more time and you expand a little bit the time that you dedicate to productive skills, and you also use all the components, it will give you 180 hours. It is for those schools with 5 to 7 hours per week, and we're speaking about minutes, right? Hours and minutes. So it goes all the way up to C1 Advanced. Shining Light is very powerful book with a lot of flexibility in this in the way they present the levels. All right. There are four main pillars that are the main elements of this course. Yeah, we will be looking at the first three in detail in a minute, and then we'll see how ILA is integrated in this unit later in this session. So we will check all of the components, all of the pillars of this book. ILA, the new, sorry, let me go back a little bit. ILA, the newest methodology. We have formative assessment, feedback, and recommendation in different steps. The PBL, which is critical thinking, creative thinking, life competencies, more to develop the human and the whole person as to guide excellent citizens. All right. And Oracy, well, we have different strands for Oracy. We have the physical, linguistic, cognitive, and social, emotional strands for our Oracy sections with a lot of new videos that you'll see that are very, very interesting. So let's check what is this about. A unique learning. Oh no, I double clicked. I'm sorry, double clicked here. Good morning, Joel Villegas Rocha present. Excellent, Mr. Joel Villegas. Thank you for being here. If you're using Shining Lights, Mr. Joel, I'm pretty sure you'll have a very good time. Not just today, not just at the beginning, but throughout all throughout the school year. All right. So unique learning and assessment and journey at the heart. It has very focused on student-centered techniques, learning and teaching techniques, and the assessment. The assessment is very modern. It's not the traditional test, the exam, the quiz, the worksheet. Go to the workbook. We have a progression of elements that are going to help us analyze how students really, really are taking advantage of the course, and obviously in measure them in results. The levels, all right, which is a little shorter for starter level, it's a little shorter. And I wanted to show you the extent. 10 units in levels starter, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 9 units in levels 6 and 7. So take this into consideration if you're using some of those levels, so you can plan the school year and the number of units that you're going to cover in each month. So that's very, very important. All right. So we have the student's book, the workbook, the teacher's book as the main components. We have the personalized learning, the test and train mini levels, all right, and the teacher's bank as resources. But I'll show you in detail exactly what we have. So let me show you the components for all levels, print and digital. Here they are. So test and train is a component which is exactly the same exam, digital exam for students. So the moment the students sit the exam, the real exam, Cambridge exam, they will see that this is hosted on the same website, the same platform. So when the students do the practice, they will find it very, very familiar. Then they go to the real exam day. They sit in front of the computer and they'll see that it's exactly the same colors, sizes, everything, type of activities, of tasks, everything is exactly the same. So test and train is a very powerful component that we have. You can assign them through Cambridge One, and you can assign the exams there. We have two types of exams. The practice, they can do the practice again and again, and the timed exam, the timed test, which is the drill. This is like the mock, the real drill for the students. All right, that makes them feel very confident. Liliana Chacon, yes, exactly. You know what? Those are key words, Liliana Chacon, that makes them feel confident, because when they get to the real exam day, they will say, hey, this is exactly the same platform I used at home. I practiced on during school days. So that gives them very good advantage. And remember, oh, just a little tip, side tip. When the students are doing practice for the exams, time it. Do not leave it as a regular exam, time it. Go to the handbook and time. This listening part 2 is 7 minutes, time it. All right, that's a very good tip. Always time. All right, check the time. Excellent. Personalized learning, reading, and listening is a component again in the platform where they have self-study free practice, and that practice gives them graph. You are A2 right now. Keep on trying. And then the next time they try, now you are A2 plus. The next time, oh, now you are B1. Now you are B. So it keeps a track of the level as they move up in their results in their practice. So that's a very, very powerful component. Again, the name is personalized learning. That's for input, for reading, and for listening. All right, except for the starter level, as you can see here. Take a screenshot of all the slides I am presenting. That's why there's a lot of text. All right, we don't like too much text. This is different from a workshop or an academic talk. All right, but here take a screenshot so you can see all the components later when you are ready. All right, there you go. So let's talk about these pillar. So I think and I also believe that Shining Lights takes on the challenge of engaging teenagers, right, to help them grow, to take an interest in their future, to get involved in global issues. So this is pretty much why we have this pillars. As you can see here, the separate levels. Let me go back. Here, this is a paired course. A paired course means it is 2 levels to prepare for one of the exams. In this case, all right, level 1 prepares for A2 key for schools, 2 and 3 prepare for B1 preliminary for schools, levels 4 and 5 prepare for B2 for schools, and levels 6 and 7 prepare for C1 at advanced. And this is how they can have this ongoing preparation. Speaking about the exam preparation, take a screenshot of this slide as well. We have the test and train meeting, the exam practice in the students' resources, and the practice tests. All right. We also have a placement exam. All right. A unit and need and end of the course progress test for each level. All right. In 3 different levels of difficulty. We have basic exam, standard, and extension type of exams. You can create them with the test generator. So this is all about the exam preparation. All right. These are all available in Word files. So you can edit, remove something, put something else, put the logotype of your school in the exam. All right. And PDF if you use the test generator. So go to the teacher's resources, download the Word files, or create them with the test generator in PDF. All right. So I am going to stay in this slide so you can take a screenshot again. So this is all the explanation. I am not going to read all the texts in the slides, so you get very bored. So I'm just mentioning some of the key features and summarizing what we have. But it is important for you to have the slides so you can take a screenshot and maybe use it as reference, because sometimes the teachers ask, but what was in the for the exam preparation resources? What do we have for this? What did we say about that and that? So take a screenshot. ILA is amazing, is incredible. This new approach is learning and assessment combined in Shining Lights. So you create a journey with the strong focus on exam success. All right. So this is like developing the skills of the students. The students need these skills in order to succeed, right? To be future ready, to be confident world citizens. And I am not just speaking about uh, uh, excelling in the exam but also going through this life competencies. I'll show you that in a minute. Framework where they have also values, and they practice, all right, and they get to uh to develop the person again a little bit more, right? Personalized learning is signposted. So something that is really nice is that the teacher's book is telling you when to go to the personalized learning, when exactly you are going to dedicate more time to that online. Oh no, wait. Practice the exam tip, when to go to this and this and that. So those little boxes that we can see in this slide are the link. All right, so this is how you match the platform components to everything you're working on during the class time. All right, so feel supported because you are. All right, so you can activate other components at any time. All right, let's talk about Oracy. All right, Oracy doesn't have this translation in Spanish. It's just Oracy. Imagine a person who is a really good communicator, and that person speaks in front of the public. He's very good at convincing other people. He's also very good at listening, and he doesn't speak with uh, too many phrases and things that are not related to the main topic. He's always trying to focus directly on what he tries to say, and has no problem to convey that meaning. Think about a person who has those qualities. That person has very strong oracy skills. All right. So when the students use this course book, they will practice in order to get those strong oracy skills. All right. Again, oracy has the physical component, which is or strand, which is using confident body language, voice projection, high volume, lower volume. All right, the linguistic component or strand, which is I can just speak and clarify and express exactly what I want to say. All right, the cognitive side, which is expressing my opinions, asking for clarification, and saying exactly the right things when I need to say the right things. All right. And the social emotional last strand, which is active listening, respecting other people's views, opinions. All right. I'll show you some examples about that. And actually, this has to do a lot with the mediation. All right. Those students or people who help. All right. Uh, being like, I heard these other teachers saying that it was like the mediator is like the referee, but maybe right, or like the host, maybe, because that person is helping others to have good and fluent conversation. All right, so maybe it is something about that. Oracy skills are clearly set out at the start of every unit. They are like objectives, all right, including Oracy activities. We have Oracy tips that are also signposted in every unit, and these are for students to develop their communicative skills more broadly, like also using the verbal and the non-verbal aspects, all right, of social emotional skills. It's very interesting to have this Oracy tips, all right. Engage in Oracy videos because they truly are engaging, which they are structured in a plan, present, and discuss stages. All right, you'll see that in a minute because they are very powerful. Very important. Soy la verdad to respect others people's opinions. Yes, it is very important because oracy is not about speaking, not only about speaking, but also about being a good listener, respecting others' opinions, because that's where you build conversation, right? And keep it going. Some of the benefits that we say that we have for students with Oracy in general are, and please, you take a little minute to read some of the benefits. Mhm. So maybe we can comment on just one or two, and participating actively in discussions is not just speaking and speaking and speaking. I always listen to people saying, I am very direct, I am very straightforward. Yes, maybe you are, but that is not a benefit or a skill itself. You need to combine it with assertivity. Maybe, yes, you're very direct and very straightforward, but you need to say what you need to say in the right time. You cannot just go and say yes because in something negative or something very positive and it extremely positive. I don't know. You need to feel the right time. All right. uh, Expressing points of views, etc., not interrupting, delivering a good presentation, etc. These are benefits of some of the skills students will develop with the Oracy. I like to call it a subject. With the Oracy subject, it's the Oracy skill, but I always like to call it because it's actually like stepping aside from the book, using all the content from the book, but putting it into action. All right. So speaking about putting shining Oracy in shining lights into action, let's uh let's check. This is a summary about Oracy. All right, so maybe you can read it in how it is featured in different units. Oracy skills. All right, students have the opportunity to practice. All right, the skills they have developed. Oracy tips, all right, signposted, all right, where they would, as I said, use the verbal and nonverbal communication in social and emotional skills. All right, this is an example of the Oracy. In this case, is taking turns. Remember to give everyone the opportunity to express their views or ideas, and try not to interrupt. And the mediator, the other student, could say, hey, remember, we do not interrupt. Why don't we listen to everyone's opinion and then we can react or we can comment? That will be a mediator. I'll show you an example of that in a minute, right? But that's basically developing strong Oracy skills. All right. I'll show you an example of an Oracy video for planning and discussing in a minute after this slide. All right. We have the Oracy, giving a presentation, and the self-assessment. Always at the end. So this is a zoom in. This is just the same. Given a presentation, what are you going to use? It's not the content as it is or itself, right? It's projecting your voice, making eye contact, using gestures. I'm reading from the bottom up. I don't know why I always do that, but using gestures and body language, making eye contact, and projecting your voice. That's the Oracy aspects that they are going to put into practice here. And for that, they go to the video, they watch an example, they watch it again, all right, and now use it as a model so you can participate, you can present your speech or your talk or a product or a presentation. And we always have a wrap-up self-assessment uh, section where the students fill in this. Now, if you have advanced students or after pre-intermediate, it says, how confident do you feel about completing a text with missing sentences in reading part 4? The students are going to say yes, yes, totally, excellent, I am excellent. They always do that, right? But in order to check or assess the self-assessment, ask students, not written, just asking. Okay, yes, okay, prove it. Tell me why. How confident do you feel about predicting content before reading a text? I feel confident. Why? Because I like to give examples. I like to guess. I like to infer. I like to predict, etc. Because my predictions are always right. Oh, that's an excellent answer. All right. So do not just keep this very individually. You can test it, right? Self-assessment, why? Or prove it, etc. Right? This is an Oracy example video for planning.
Cambridge English Oracy. Part 1. Planning.
Okay. This is the right presentation, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
I think we should sit here so we can see the screen.
Are you sure? I think we should stand here and here so we can look at everyone while we talk.
This is an example of a real life situation that is never in the book because we never teach students or model students how to get ready. This is something they always do in Spanish. But now we can model and give students the necessary vocabulary or expressions they will use when they are doing this.
Wait, who says the next part? We need to decide this.
Okay, let's decide and then start again.
Do you imagine that situation? And imagine that your students are doing this in English. That would be just great because they are moving away, moving aside from the book, and they are using real language, all right, in a real situation that is never in the book. So that's why Oracy covers every single part from the very beginning of planning to presenting. This is another example about discussing.
Cambridge English Oracy. Part 3. Discussing the task.
Well done. That was really interesting.
Thanks, but I don't think we looked at the audience enough, and I looked down at my notes a lot.
But we both spoke loudly enough. I started speaking a little bit quietly. Then I took a breath. Then I spoke more loudly.
Right. So this is something that students that we have interviewed or other teachers that have tested the book somehow said that they never found situations like this in any other book. So this is very interesting. So take advantage of this because more than being just stiff in the class and doing the activities and working during the class perfectly, this is actually a situation that could happen afterwards, after the class, in a different situation. It can also happen online, right? We have to expose them to English on a daily basis, Ms. Liliana Chacon. Yes, and that is about total immersion in emulation. The emulation of the total immersion means that those things that are very casual, that situate those situations that we are not ready to are the most difficult. All right, and that's why Liliana Chacon, maybe a good example, this is just a side note, another example could be sticking post-its labeling all the vocabulary around your house, and you will notice how much vocabulary we need. Put the little post-it with the or tag it just with the label, the name of the object, specifically in the kitchen. That is very difficult, but if students do it, they will start using English more on a daily basis and more casually. That's very interesting. Well, that was a side note because you said yes, it is an emulation of this total immersion, and we need to expose them to our best English and for them to cope with real situations, real world situations. All right. You also have some support, I'm sorry, with PDF worksheets here that you can find as structuring an interview, then the title, what about interrupting, what about saying this, what about planning, what about doing that, and do your checklist, etc. So these are resources that you can download and you will find very useful to your classes. All right. Okay, let's talk about PBL, problem-based learning is very interesting because we should allow students to work more independently and being more accountable of their own learning process. And one of the best ways to do this is by giving very clear instructions and assigning stages in a PBL. All right, sending them tasks that they need to work out in groups, in teams, but not guided by the teacher. But we need to give them the instructions and the useful phrases and the steps and model, all right, in order for them to go and then start working in the project themselves. All right, so when the students are presented with these real life problems or situations, they need to work on a difficult topic, debate or research, etc., and they need to go to other places and interview people. They need to work on their creative skills, critical thinking skills, etc. So that is a challenge, right? So maybe again, mediation, sustainability, Oracy, assessment, competencies, everything is put together when they are working with projects. All right. So problem-based learning is based on the challenge. All right. Here, as you can see here on the slide. Oh, why do I click? Sorry. I'm back. So as you can see, there's the bottom to the right, we have a little challenge. All right. So a challenge is an issue, all right, related to any topic, to any theme of a unit. For example, about the city life, if you spoke about that during the unit, all right. Challenges on how cities could be better places for teenagers, about the rules at schools, the rules for using internet, for using AI, for using gadgets, technology in class during family time, right? So the steps to complete the challenge are signposted again, all right, in 4 challenge boxes throughout the unit. Think, prepare, prepare or explore, develop and present. Think, prepare or explore, develop and present. You can download some templates, all right, in the Teachers Resources Bank to help the students complete their projects, the ones we checked in the previous slide. And there is an additional page or additional material in the workbook with tips where students can make notes on each stage of the challenge. So the problem-based learning stages are guided, so you don't have to worry too much on just relying on instructions. They have a lot of support during the process, right? So that's how we like a project to go on, right? We always like to keep control of the projects because it is a task where we just leave students working independently in teams or in groups, and sometimes we do not know what they are doing. So with this support, all the support in the boxes and the resources, you always know what they are doing. All right. The value of a challenge to engage students, discuss real issues, bringing in real world knowledge, collaboration, communication is used more than just language skills, right? So these are the stages that students are going to go through: getting involved in the project, and then working them out, and then sharing, and then presenting it, etc. Right? So engaging students is very important. Discussing real issues will also motivate them, right? The teenagers already have a lot of experience on the world around. They know what to talk about. They know how to say it, but now they need the skills to put all that knowledge they have in English and share it with their peers. All right, so that's a very big challenge as well. This is a little zoom in of the challenge box. In every second unit, students are posted a challenge, all right, in these stages. So this is just an example, so you can read about it, all right? Students have a problem to consider. Young people have busy lives and need ways to travel around. Okay, I think it's a good challenge. I think it's a good topic to start debate. All right, work together. Right, suggest a solution, explore, research. All right, talk to your peers, decide how you are going to present your ideas. All right, structure your ideas, uh, uh, share or ask if you're on the right path. Like, no, we should go back. I didn't like the way we're going to present them. Let's change it. Let's move it. Let's delete this. Let's add this. All right, so there you go. In C1 levels, if you're using the C1 book, you'll see that the challenges are related to sustainability topics. All right, so that's how the sustainability framework will work and how it informs this book in C1 level. So project organizers are very good because it says here my time management plan, peer evaluation form, where you have the stages again, and they are very, very useful because time management can be a problem, right? You can end up taking too far or too long, or finishing them really, really fast, but that means that they didn't do it as structured as well are you were as you were expecting, right? So there's this time management plan and also the peer evaluation to give feedback. So they help each other, right? So they self-reflect. There you go. The KW chart is always very good. Know what you know and learned. All right, here. There you go. So let me reveal all the images. There you go. It is here. All right. What you know, what you want to know, and what you have already learned. So this is a KW chart. You can find many YouTube videos on this, how to use a KW chart in the classroom. They are very, very good, and they have very interesting ideas. All right. What do we know about the topic? All right. What are your tasks? And now change it. If they don't like to do this, no, okay, do a brainstorming. The brainstorming is your no section. What to know? What do we want to know about the topic? All right. So maybe it is easier and it works faster if students make a list and they tick on the topics they want to know. I want to know this now. Yes, no, no. But first make a very big list and then select, right? Tick the things you want to know and the ones you don't, and that makes it easier. In the learned know now, what do we know about the topic? What do we know now about the task? And what can we do now as a group? So that starts becoming a plan. So we have this my learning diary, which is also in preparation, development, and production stages. Elizabeth, where do we find them? In the teachers resources bank, right? Go to your teachers resources, and that's where you are going to find them. All right. Working with projects is very much working in a flow. The flow is this theory by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. He's an American-Hungarian psychologist, and he has this theory, the theory about being in the flow. One of the examples he gives in an interview is that if you are so engaged in an activity, all right, there's nothing around you and it becomes an immersive task. The projects are immersive tasks. All right. So that's how you can find it. Go to YouTube. I always suggest YouTube because it's just amazing. And type in The Flow by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, just as I did right now, and check Let me put
And you've
this
probably experienced
here.
seems to matter. He goes on to say that concentration is so intense that there is no attention left over to think about anything irrelevant or to worry about problems. Self-consciousness disappears and the sense of time becomes distorted. And
there you go. The sense of time becomes distorted. And this happened to you. I'm pretty sure it has happened to you, teachers, because maybe you are in love. Maybe you were in love. Yeah, we've all been in love, right? So deeply in love. And remember when you spoke to your boyfriend or girlfriend on the phone and you felt it was 10 minutes, but it was like 2 hours. Time flies, but the activity itself is your own reward. Again, that's the key. The activity itself is your own reward. That's the flow in an immersive task in project-based learning as a theory behind the pedagogy of PBL in Shining Lights, right? Where do we find this? Well, this is a video from YouTube that I found for the flow. Mihaly, she sent me hi. He has many interviews and videos. Check if you type it in YouTube. Here, it talks about concentration, about being, and there's a book. It talks about being so concentrated that the activity is an immersive task, and the students are so engaged, so immersed that they participate more. When they love the activity and the topic, they participate more. So that's the sense that Shining Lights wants you to know about project-based learning. Engage your students so much in the activities that they are so concentrated that they keep on flowing and working, right? It also can be helpful for the class aim. Yes, Carla Portela, yes, excellent. If you work in a task-based learning sequence before, while, and after, exactly the same methodology for Shining Lights. So immersive tasks work best with task-based learning before, while, and after, and project-based. There you go. Examples: challenge box, think, prepare, explore, develop, present, and have your students engaged too much so they become very, very engaged, and they enjoy the activities a lot more, right? Let me hurry up because I like the topic so much that sometimes I keep too much speaking about it. All right, we just have 1 hour. Let me hurry up. Life competencies. We have a Cambridge Life competencies that informs the book, and there are different life skills that we have. Let me show you the next stage, the next slide, which is communication, collaboration, creative thinking, critical thinking, social responsibilities, and learning to learn. If you don't remember them, do the Coco Cri. Wait, Coco is communication and collaboration. Cri is creative thinking and critical thinking. Coco Cri. And then you just add social responsibilities and learning to learn. There you go. You memorized all the life competencies we have in Cambridge. Right. So these are the life competencies. Focus on life competencies. Why it is important? Let me just give you a list of why life competencies are so important, and you will see signposted in the teacher's book. This activity focuses on learning to learn. This activity focuses on critical thinking. This activity is promoting collaboration, etc. All right, so that's how you are going to find them. Or you can go to this QR code and download the life competency white papers and booklets for all the skills separately, and one for young learners, for teenagers, and for young adults, all the booklets and the activity cards. All right, there are activity cards of activities related to one of the competencies in different colors. You'll see the color at the bottom, and any activity. These are different from the book. They are just activities that you can say, okay, let's close the book and let's work on critical thinking today. So these are additional activity cards. All right, there you go. In Shining Lights, we can find them like this. As I told you, the shield of Cambridge of the life competencies and the skill, life skill, in a different color. Critical thinking, learning to learn, they are my examples here in this slide. There you go. And go to the teacher's resources so you can download those correlation. All right, basically they are in the teacher's notes. All right, so what else do we have? Sustainability goals, and this is where you can find them. A green topic there, as you can see, sustainability topic today. And some schools need to have or need to cover 10 sustainability topics per year, and that's where you cover them. All right, here with this sustainability component. STEAM investigations, you will also find here science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics topics. All right, in this dedicated page for STEAM. All right, so you also cover that because some schools also need the topics to be covered. All right, we have the videos that I will show you in a minute. All right, and we have speaking exams, grammar, documentary, and oracy type of exam of videos. Right, so let's find some videos. I was telling you about the mediation, and this is when the learning acts as a referee. As I told you, some teachers say the mediator is the referee. Yeah, maybe, or the host, but as the social agent who creates bridges and helps to construct or convey meaning. All right, so you will see some examples here. Let me show you a unit. The odd number unit focus on problem solving. This is PBL, project based, and even numbered units focus on Oracy. So you're going to cover both topics in a balance from problem based and Oracy. All right. So how does it start? You'll see the objectives, all right, and they are communicative. The learning objectives are always based on the oracy or the challenge. Remember, in different units, one objective could be about oracy and the other unit about the speaking challenge. All right, so in this unit walkthrough, let me zoom in here. We have the learning aims that are very, very clear, and it is a characteristic of a communicative language teaching book. All right, because they are not, the learning aims are only grammar. No, we have the skills, the grammar, the vocabulary, the oracy, the practice, everything. And we have an image so students can start with some speaking as a leading activity before the class. All right, this methodology says that you can bring in an image yourself. We only have an image at the beginning of a unit, but you can use a different image to start a lesson. That will be very nice. We don't have them, but you teachers, you can add your own image before you start a lesson. That would be very, very good. That's also part of the approach. But you bring them yourselves, right? We are going to work on Oracy in this unit. So starts from the very beginning where students start the speaking sections, all right? And this is the first page where we have a lot of different videos. As I told you, documentary, grammar, animated videos or vlogs, the speaking and the Oracy, all right? This is a documentary video example.
Friends forever. Make us feel good. Many people think that a best friend is an old friend, someone you met as a child.
Remember that the video is listening. It's an listening task. So break it into before, while, and after. Before the video, okay, students, today we're going to watch a video about, what was the video about? Friends Forever. Okay, tell me what you think about this and you start introducing vocabulary and expressions that they are going to listen during while watching the video. Remember, the video, the book, the listening, the reading, the activities, the writing, everything in the book is the while stage. Before, that's you. All right, so add a pre-listening task before going to the video. So when the students watch the video or listen or read in the book text for the first time, they should already understand 60 or 70%. That's task-based learning. All right. The video has task-based learning before, during, and after watching. So it's like listening, before listening, during listening, after listening. And we use this methodology for every single skill. Before speaking, during speaking, after speaking, before writing, while writing, after writing, before, what else I'm missing? Well, all the skills, all right? So this is it, before, during, and after. We continue with vocabulary, and they work a little bit of pronunciation again as well, and they have the personalized practice. Personalized practice is a step in the methodology so they can consolidate the vocabulary. It is basically when we say, okay, now use it in a sentence. Now use it in a sentence of your own. That's personalizing. That technique is to consolidate the vocabulary, basically. All right, we also use it for grammar. You will see that some of the skills are here, critical thinking in this case, all right? And again, Oracy everywhere, because Oracy is one of the most important pillars in the book, all right? Stretch activities. These are the Oracy tips that we already checked at the beginning. I told you about, all right? And if we go deeper, we can find the Oracy worksheets, giving a presentation, structuring an interview, all right? Extra Oracy worksheets to expand the Oracy skill, all right? Not just finish the Oracy activities in the book, but go beyond, all right? Reading, before reading, while reading, after reading. Identify the stages. After reading is always the speaking task after the reading, all right? So that's how we approach it. You're going to read the first paragraph on an article. Look at the title. What animals do you think? Oh, predicting is a sub-reading skill. It comes before the reading task. All right. So just analyze the stages. All right. There you go. While reading and after reading is expanding a little bit more. Something I like about this book is that we don't have a grammar box. We don't teach the grammar. Isn't that beautiful? We don't teach the grammar anymore. Excellent. So students, you are going to watch a video. After you watch the video, please in teams figure out how we use the grammar, because the use is the most important. After we discuss how we use the grammar, I am going to show you the formula. But first, you, in a more cognitive process, all right, you tell me how we use it, all right? So we have this video, so you can watch it, discuss in teams, and then I correct and I shape the grammar form, all right? So first the use and then the form.
At school, we're presenting our favorite photos of our family. This is my new friend, a person that I know. She's telling a joke here. I'm not very confident telling jokes.
Than mine.
And then they use the same dialogue to explain the grammar.
We use more plus than for long adjectives. We use the most for...
Okay, so isn't that beautiful? We don't teach the grammar anymore. We guide students. So in this cognitive process, which is the learning process, they figure out themselves. That's the key. Figure out how to use it. Okay, teacher, I have a question. Okay, look at the examples number 2, 3. Teacher, I have a question. Okay, let's complete these activities, and then I am going to teach the formula on the board and you copy it. So that's the consolidation stage when you teach the formula. So the use comes first, right? Guided discovery approach to grammar work. A guided discovery process. That's exactly what we say. This is the inductive process. Inductive grammar is exactly the same as a guided discovery process. All right. It's a different way to call it. Maybe I am going to take 5 more minutes, okay, if you don't mind, so we can finish this um, session. Maybe, sorry. And then the grammar reference is at the end, at the back of the book. Why did they remove the grammar box from the student's book? Oh, because it's a guided discovery process. We do not teach the formula first. We want students to figure out the use, so then they go to consolidate with the formula at the back of the book and say, oh, yeah, it clicks. Yes, it clicks. I remember. That's the process. All right, making connections as well. So you go to the grammar practice in the workbook, on the platform, etc. All right. So we also have this additional practice on the the student's book and the workbook. All right. And they go from easy to challenging, exactly the same. Guided, controlled, guided, free, and freer practice. All right. Can I show the QR? I'm not finished yet. Let me hurry up, please. And because the QR is at the end of the session, I'm sorry. I am going to take 5 more minutes. Listening before, while enough, or maybe Josadak, as I am taking a little more, maybe you can share the link, the QR code link. I'm sorry, I'm taking a little 5 more minutes. I promise. Thank you very much, Josadak. Josadak, thank you very much for your great help. Listening before, while, and after. Follow that cycle. Before, speak, ask questions, have the students interact. So when they listen or when they read, they learn from context. And after the listening, your question is not, did you understand? Yes or no? No. It's comment. What is your opinion? What do you think? Let's criticize. Let's etc. All right. So that's about the listening cycle. We have the vocabulary with the critical thinking and creative thinking skills signposted. So this is the way we're going to approach it. The vocabulary is not teaching a list of words, but having tasks where they have to use create or develop critical thinking and creative thinking skills as well. Okay. So you have a lot of support in the teacher's book, more activity cards, more resources available. I am going to go faster in the grammar because this is exactly the same. The video, the animated video of the grammar is in the Presentation Plus and the platform, both, all right? So you can find them in both places. But isn't that beautiful? Again, we don't teach the grammar, right? The students learn the grammar themselves because we are guiding all the activities so they figure out the use. It's a very modern and more communicative way of teaching the grammar. Actually, learning will be the word of learning the grammar. All right. So this is it. Let me go a little faster because this is the same the same stage, right? More about Oracy, as we already said. Follow the instructions, and you have all the worksheets and PDFs that you can download from the board. Now we follow the process writing in different stages, and you will see that automatically activity number 1 is before writing, number 2 before writing, number 3 before writing, number 4, 5, 6, and then start writing while writing, and then share after writing. All right. So these are, again, the same stages. before, while, and after. This book is also a trainer, so you'll have a lot of exam tips all over across the units. All right, across the units you'll find more assessment sections. All right, and that's the end of the unit, the final assessment with this vocabulary. All right, so let me recap. I think this is the end of the unit walkthrough. Recap, yes. Integrated learning and assessment. You can follow the tips on learning and assessment, which is, now I am going to give my students this activity, but and these objectives, clear objectives. And then I am going to guide them and see how it works. And then I am going to observe and take note on what I need to adapt. And then I am going to take actionable key follow-up tasks. All right. Problem-based learning. All right. Engaging the students on the flow. Life competencies, employability skills, as the same. Oracy, a lot of Oracy practice. Digital resources, personalized learning on the platform. Remember, listening and reading. Extra worksheets on sustainability, STEAM, literature, speaking, writing, Oracy, mediation, and project organizers. What do you think? Isn't this crazy? It's beautiful. This book has a lot of help for students and teachers as well, so they can develop their Oracy skills, which is the most important skill to demonstrate students are in a better level. All right. This is the certificate of attendance QR code. Thank you very much, Wasadak, for putting the link in the chat. This is the QR code. So scan it, please. Scan it, and it will take within 5 working days, so you can get it in your inbox, all right, in your email. If you do not receive it, please contact Cambridge English Mexico at cambridgeenglish.org to follow up, okay? Thank you very much, teachers, on behalf of Cambridge University Press and Assessment. Thank you for using Shining Lights, and thank you for being in this session. And happy teaching, everyone. Happy teaching. I am pretty sure you will enjoy this book a lot. And if you would like to give us your comments about this specific session, my name is Juan Manuel Perez. In that QR code survey, you will find my name and put the session Shining Lights, so you'll evaluate my work, right? Thank you very much. Happy teaching. Thanks a lot, Juan Manuel. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Aaron Davila. Thank you for your comments. And happy teaching, everyone. Enjoy. All right. I am expecting to work with it. Yes, Ms. Mayela Martinez. Yes, it's a beautiful book. All right. Enjoy as much as you can, and you'll have a great time. Really looking forward to getting started. Yes, excellent, James. Thank you very much. Happy teaching, everyone. Oh, the attendance code. Yes. Attendance code. Yes. There you go. Frankenberg. Hey, Frankenberg. Frank, how are you? Thank you. Combo A and Combo B is half the book, and the other half of the book, you have 6 units and then 6 units. All right, it's just a split version. Junuel, it's some universities or some schools work in semesters, or some languages schools, so that's why they use the first part and then the second part. But for you, teacher, Mr. Junuel, you need to have, or is it Miss, or okay, teacher Junuel, you need to have the full version. For the teacher, you have the full the full version.